Greetings adventurers, Frost here, and today I would like to show you my version of the Mara 1 pull. So my version pulls almost all of the mobs. I only do one loop, and the goal is basically to do it as fast as possible and pull as many mobs as you possibly can, while including the borers that give you a chance to drop Edge Masters. There's a lot of different versions of this pull, so I'll probably be coming out with a few different videos showing a few different versions of the pull that I do. So far, this is the main version that I use to make gold. And I sell these runs for anywhere between 10 to 12 gold, but this will vary depending on your server. But for the sake of this video, I removed some of my gear so that I don't have the mana reduction of my gloves. I don't have the blink cooldown reduction of the ranking gear, and I do have a minor movement speed increase on the boots, and that's the main thing. And then I also have a nifty stopwatch and a life stone. I always use nifty stopwatch. And then also these are my talents. They're pretty basic. I just get mana attunement and magic absorption, and then the improved blizzard stuff, and the rest of it's kind of tailored towards PvP. There's just a few talents that you need, mainly the magic attunement one, so that you get the magic return. And then there I'm popping the nature protection potion. I do that for every run. They only cost about 20 silver to make, so it's totally worth using, and they help a lot. And I only run with 41 nature resistance. If you run with more, you don't really need it, but the cost of getting more nature resistance would cost more than just buying the nature protection potions. I know that there's the trinkets from the boss, but 10 wouldn't make it, so I don't need the potion, right? So let's go ahead and get into the pull. With the borers, it's pretty simple. The goal is just to pull them all with losing as minimal health and mana as possible. You'll have a lot of time to regen while you're doing them. I like to Nova that third pack and then cone this, and all of my cones during the pull are all rank 1 cones to conserve mana. And then here you want to make sure that you use a wand or a rank 1 frostbolt or something, so that you can fire blast that one and then CS this one. And then here I wasn't used to having a shorter or the longer blink cooldown, so I took a little bit more damage than I needed to. You can kite away further and then blink back into them to not take as much damage there. And you'll just rotate novas and cones to continue kiting them and blinking away from them. And you want to make sure that you use ice armor for the start of the pull. You'll swap to mage armor when you actually go into the kill phase, but ice armor helps during pulling stuff a lot. And then what I do with the loot is I reserve blues and epics. So the reason I reserve blues is because there's just a few blues that I really care about. Most blues I give away to people. I'll ask the group if they need them or whatever, but the ones that I'm looking for really are Blazing Emblem. Those sell for about 100 gold on my server. And there's Assault Band, which that's a twink ring, it sells for a decent amount. I'm not really sure how much that one's going to go for. I'm still trying to sell it. And then for the epics, you're really just looking for Edge Masters. A lot of the other epics really aren't worth much. I got a Nightblade. I actually just gave that to someone that needed it, so it's only worth 10 gold or whatever. Yeah, but you want to have it on master loot just in case those big ticket items drop, so that you can get those. And then there you want to fire blast that guy and then frost nova him with all the slimes, and that'll buy you a lot of time. And then you can run past this guy to hit him with a wand, and then you can either body pull him or arcane explosion to get him, and you want to cone the slimes and then fire blast him into CSing the other one here. And then you want to nova these slimes. You can throw a grenade at the slimes over here, but I don't really think it's worth throwing a nade for 2 slimes. If you want to though, iron grenade, or maybe if you get rough copper bombs, then it can really be worth it. And then here's where I use the speed boost, and I'm using nifty stopwatch on this because it's not as good as a swiftness potion. And you want to be able to CS that imp right there. And if you don't have CS up, then I tend to try and go close enough to get a fire blast off on him, and you should be okay. If you're using a nifty, you may have to also swiftness potion, but that will really make this next part really easy if you have a swiftness potion. But you want to have Fire Blast for that guy, so you want to cone the Harvester. And then you can Arcane Explosion the trees and blink to the next trees. I missed the Arcane Explosion on that one, but you can't really turn back for them. You can throw a nade back, but you want to hit a cone on the Trickster and then Fire Blast the Shadow guy. And here's a chance where you can Evo or Bandage, but if you don't Evo or Bandage, this corner of the stairs right here is a really good spot to Blizzard to stack them up, and that will make it so the slimes don't reset, or they're a lot less likely to reset. They don't reset if you Blizzard. If you don't Blizzard, then it's like a 50-50 on whether the slimes reset. And then you want to blink up to these trees, cone them, and then you want to Nova this pack, and your Nova will be up for the next pack that's essential to Novas. Now, sadly, I don't get the room in the back there, but I do get that tree. I Fire Blast him, and that second tree will pull. Now, if the mobs get too close to you here, you can cone them, and then you want to blink out of this corner, and this will stack them up even more because it'll bring them into a line, and once you bring them into the line and you blink into the middle, then they all converge to where you blinked. And now you're going to Nova that pack right there, and you're going to jump off and Blizzard on this spot. This is an opportunity to Bandage and Evo if you also need to do that. And you want to get a fresh barrier up here and Fire Blast that tree, Arcane Explosion these two, and CS that one, and blink into this pack, and Frost Nova this pack. Now this tree, I don't normally cone, but because the patrol was here, I coned. Because of the patrol, I don't think the patrol would have pulled automatically, but the one that just stands there would pull automatically. And now you want to Fire Blast this one and kind of hug this corner and try and get up quickly. And then I target this guy and I look down so I get close to the pack, and then I blink over it, and then I CS that guy once I'm past, and Frost Nova that Satyr pack. And then here is where I would normally switch to Mage Armor. I think I remembered a little bit late, but you Arcane Explosion those guys, then you want to let them get even with the pack and then Fire Blast them. Then here's where I refreshed my buffs. You want to make sure you have Dampen Magic, Mage Armor on, and then you want to Blizzard to group them here. And this is a very important Blizzard to get off. And then once you see that the slows are getting low on them, then you go ahead and jump off and you block to clear your dots. And then you jump on this pillar, or you just walk off onto the pillar and you Bandage. If you need to Bandage, or you can Evo, whatever you need to do to recover some health or mana. And then you go ahead and start trying to stack them up with Blizzard, and you pray that batching is on your side. And this run is by no means the cleanest run. This was just first try after I took off my gear, and I was happy with it because it died. So I did take a couple extra tries running around to kill them, but as you can see, if I would have gotten this Blizzard down better and kept them more stacked, they could die in the next like minute or two, right? It's also very helpful if you do have like a hunter or a shaman in your group. I don't really like them to do it because a lot of the times they'll die, but sometimes you get a really good hunter or shaman that knows when to place down an Earthbind or a trap that helps you a lot, and it will make your kill speed go up a ton. Like sometimes hunters get traps off right here, and it makes it so I can actually spam Flame Strike on the mobs, and that kills the mobs very, very quickly. That's also a lot of fun to see all those numbers pop up and stuff like that too. And yeah, you just do this dance, jumping between the pole, trying to keep them between you. You can use your shields to try and like tank mobs at the bottom of the pole, so you can like get more blizzards off to get them more stacked. But worst case, you jump off the pole and you come around and you do another loop to gather them up some more. And it's just rinse and repeat until all the mobs die. It can also be nice to, if you ever need to kill satyrs with this method, or not satyrs, the sprites, because sometimes there can be a lot of sprites and they can start breaking your shields really quickly and become an annoyance, making it hard to get a kill. And they can kill you if you just ignore them too much and their damage starts adding up. But you can jump off and run by and kill some as you run by, and that will help a lot. but when you reset, it gives you another opportunity to restack them, and they tend to stack a lot easier because half of the mobs are almost dead, so they're already slow regardless. I should have been already max rank blizzarding here. I don't know why I put down another rank 1, and then I should have probably jumped a lot sooner, but it is what it is. I think I had to do one more loop. I really let it get messy towards the end. Sadly, the more loops you do, the longer it takes to kill because the big guys actually heal themselves. And see, here's where the sprites were really just taking out my shields really fast. I should have used Cold Snap to just bring up a fresh barrier, and I would have been able to kill them. But yeah, as you can see, a ton of sprites just doing way too much damage to me. I want to take some of them out there. They were actually threatening my health a little bit, which is why I ended up needing to do another loop. And then another thing I would recommend for this is there's an add-on called D-Chunk, and you can delete a bunch of the crappy stuff out of your bags that's not worth a lot, so that you can not need to sell as often. I do set my hearth in Shadowprey Village, so it really doesn't take that long to reset or to go sell. And then, like I said, since you hit cap anyways, you do have time to go ahead and go sell. Looting the boars to go ahead and see if I maybe got lucky and got that 3-4K Edgemasters drop. But yeah, as you can see, it's just a few of these guys left. It's just go and AoE those down. But yeah, I hope this helps, guys, and it shows you guys that you do not need a lot of gear to make a lot of gold as a mage. You just need to learn the pull. This can take a little while to learn, so good luck, guys, but if you do learn it, it's totally worth it. You put in a day or two of effort, and then you can make 200 gold an hour. That is going to make up your time if you're doing some other farm a lot. SM can get comparable to this. I think SM is a lot harder than this, to be honest. After doing SM felt very RNG heavy because of the slows. And I think this farm is very chill. It's a lot more AFK for the boosters, and it is quite easy to find boosters, I find it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on Azeroth.